Hello and welcome to this WellSteps. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm going to do a quick overview of the wellness plan changes we've made over the last couple of months that are pretty significant. So this, for a sales team, this is just for you, obviously the high level understanding of this. Ops team, you'll need a more in-depth understanding, which will probably go beyond what we get to today. But so to start off, wellness plan, as always, there still is turned on and off on the company admin page, the manage companies page. So you still check this box to turn it on. You can still name it in here. You can, if you want spouses to have access to wellness plan, you can check that off. And you can clear wellness activities here. That's all you can do now on the main company admin page. If you want to do more, actually set up the requirements for a wellness plan, you would click this button here, which takes you to a page like this. Let's get back up to the top, sorry. Again, I can choose my company here. I can name it on this page as well, whatever custom name I want. And then I can add any items I want. When you get when you first start one of these pages, nothing will be showing on here other than the add plan item button. So when I do that, I can, let's click on that. I can choose how I want the name to display in wellness plan for users. So in this case, you can see that one's called biometrics. Each one of these has its own ID, which could come into play at some point, but let's not worry about that for now. So again, the display name, you can choose which user category will see that specific item. So by default, all user categories within that company will have access to the item. Otherwise, you could specify one user category. That came into play quite a bit with E4. I don't know how much it will with other companies, but the option is now available. You can also, so by default, these items will display alphabetically. If you want them to display in some other way other than alphabetical, you can give them a sort number, lowest to highest, so 0 would display first, if I'm correct. And then once you've created that, you will choose the conditions. So let's just do this from scratch. So test item is my new category. So I create that. It's probably going to bump it down. I should have done something that started with A. Where'd we go here? We're getting there. There it is. So test item was the newly created one. Again, the display name's there. I can change it to some other display name if I'd like. I can choose the user categories and the sort. And then if I want to make that an active part of their wellness plan, I check it off. And then it's going to allow me to choose the conditions that the user has to meet to get this item to check off for them. So one condition that's always available is that a guide uses the activity uploader. And that is this uploader here down in the utility section, the wellness activity uploader. So for any wellness plan item, you can upload a list of company usernames, and those will check off for anyone on that CSV list that you upload. So you can make that the only condition, or you can add some other conditions, such as completing a rewards activity, or your spouse completed one. So by the way, you'll notice all of these, it's either you or your spouse completed it. Another E4 thing that they wanted to require, for example, that your spouse had a biometric screening, had maybe reached a certain reward level or taken a PHA. So by your spouse doing that thing, you get credit in wellness plan. So not sure how much that one will be used, but otherwise, so for you as the employee, as the user, it could be set up that you had to complete a specific rewards activity, that you had to have biometrics uploaded, completed a specified campaign, done a PHA, reached a reward level. A lot of these were already in existence before. A new one is obtaining rewards points, and that's specific to a rewards category. So I can choose that. I can choose one of the categories that my company uses. And then I can choose how many points I have to earn within that category to have the item check off. It could be 500, 5,000, however many points apply in that case. So that was E4 specific as well, but could have value for others. And then the final option is that that you met a specific criteria with WellSteps Plus. Your blood pressure was a certain value, or you improved by a certain percentage from last year, for example. If you've done that, then that item would check off. So that's how you set it up. One cool thing is there's this new complete or incomplete message. So to keep the big picture here, let's go over here. So once I've set it up, the dashboard will show all of those required items for my user category. Again, if you remember, some of them may show just for other user categories that I'm not a part of. But so you can see for my user, I'm not completed because I have only done 3 of the 5 requirements in this case. So I can either click here or here, and it's going to take me to this page, the My Wellness Plan page. This is a whole new page. And on this page, you can have a complete or incomplete message, which can be much longer than what I have and include links to forms you need to fill out, or other hyperlinks, or a phone number or an email you need to reach out to complete your assignment. So those are all on this page. And yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty clear. It's checked off if you've done it, not. And then so you'll have either a complete message or an incomplete message, depending on how you've done. And anytime you want to get back, you can click up here and it will take you back down to the dashboard. No matter what page you're on, it will take you back to the dashboard and open this up for you. So let's go back here for a minute. So I can come in here and enter a complete message for this specific activity. Congratulations, you're done, whatever you want it to say. And then an incomplete message would be, to complete this requirement, you must, contact this screening company and complete a screening, or you must do this rewards activity found here, or whatever else it might be. And you can even change the way the font looks and all that kind of stuff. So that's the basics of that. Jenny, am I missing anything big here on the wellness plan?
The only thing would be the and/or function. Again, I know we talked about it as an ops team, but that's a really cool feature.
I was planning to talk about it. Thanks for reminding me. So yeah, this is a really cool one. So you can have one condition, you could have just that someone uploads something. You could add one condition, or you could add multiple conditions. I think I might have to click save, and then it will let me do it if I remember right. So then I'll have to probably, let's see. There we go. So once I click save, I can now add another condition if I want. So let's say in this case, I have to earn 500 points in this category, plus I have to have my spouse complete a PHA, whatever else it might be. So I have to do both of those things for this to check off. And the other scenario, I could do an either or. So either I've earned 500 points here, or my spouse did this activity, and that will check it off. So you can do either of those, and you can have multiple requirements. They all have to be ands. You can't mix and or into the same thing. That just overcomplicates things. So I could have 5 and things that I need to do, or 5 or options. I had to do at least one of those 5, and it would check it off for me. So this gives us a lot of flexibility by user category, by conditions you must meet, tying spouses into that. Gives us this new page to make it easier to manage what I'm seeing, my messages that I complete those wellness requirements. So I think that about covers it. Any questions?